Welcome to Ladies' Number One Detective Agency, Clearing the Paranormal. Today is August the 28th, I believe, and this is Season 2, Episode 7. And today I am joined by my co-host, Janet. Bill will not be joining us today because we're just having tea, Janet and I. Welcome, Janet. How are you doing today?
I'm doing lovely. Yeah. How about yourself?
Fabulous.
It's a good day to spill the tea.
It is a good day to spill the tea. We were actually planning to do another episode, but our guest canceled last minute, and we're, racking our brains. We have so many different things that we could talk about, but we didn't have anything else planned. And I thought, well, it's the end of August. And September is just fast upon us. Fall, everything starts up again. I don't know. I always thought that September 1st should be January 1st, New Year's.
Celebrate. Yay.
Yeah, but we just thought we'd just talk about some of the things that have been happening, and are what we've been picking up from people or hearing from people. Some of the astrological stuff that's been happening, and anything else that just comes to mind. We'll just have tea. We have tea. Yes. I have this wonderful cup that one of our friends gave us, each of us. And it says, I hope we're friends until we die. Then I hope we stay ghost friends and walk through walls and scare the shit out of people.
I love that. Because we're going to do it.
Yes. Yes. Why not?
And I got all you need is a good book.
Yes.
And you know me and my books.
Yes. Well, I actually got a book, and I haven't read, well, I shouldn't make it sound like I haven't read in forever, but usually the stuff I'm reading, I'm researching,
Yeah.
or I'm, it's never for fun. And we were going away on a trip, and I was like, oh, I need a book. I just need something in case I end up having to sit by the pool, and, I'm not going to just want to sit there. I'll want to read. So Bill actually picked out this book for me, and I started reading the, back of it. Oh, I know this looks interesting. It's kind of a fantasy thing. Then I laughed so hard because I start reading the book. And the first thing that was funny about it was the story is about this woman who feels this other guy, the bond between them.
And that would make perfect sense.
Yeah, and I just laughed, but that's a story for another day. But then my daughter, who of course is a big book fiend, I texted her and said, oh, do you have this book? And she said, yes, but you're reading book 2.
Yes, you need book 1 first.
I went, no.
Yes, I've read those books too.
If I can get through book 2, I'll be, I haven't been able to read much.
They're fascinating, that whole series. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sarah J. Maas. Oh my God, I love her writing.
Yeah.
She's fabulous.
Yeah, there's lots of good books out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last book I was reading was from our Newfoundland trip. And it was all, I bought it on the ferry, and it was all these different strange happenings of Newfoundland. So it was pretty fascinating.
Cool.
Some of the stories.
Well, there's a lot of UFO activity out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're getting more and more around here, but it's just so fascinating that nobody really talks about it.
Yeah.
And now I found the last year and a half, we're getting more conversations about it, more people coming out and talking about, yeah, I saw a UFO here and there, and this is what it looked like. And some of them are basically the same shapes, and some of them are a little different.
Well, and what about that fantastic, crazy interview we just did with Caz Clarke and Gary Jones about the Pentrych UFO incident? Oh, that was so mind-blowing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and that was our last episode, and we actually broke it down into 3, 5A, 5B, part A, and then 6. And I think we could have talked for another hour, but yeah, they're like 5 hours ahead of us, so we had to let them go. But so fascinating. And I keep thinking about Caz and how brave that woman is fighting for the truth. Like,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and they do have their own YouTube channel, and they've been posting some new interviews and stuff on there. But yeah, if you guys can share that, and it's, if you're going on a trip, it's a good one for a long trip. It's perfect time to drive from North Bay to Toronto listening to that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But have you been noticing lately too? Like, you're thinking more like you get flashes of the past coming up,
Mhm.
and it's like you look at those flashes and go, okay, I've done that. I've forgiven it. I've let it go. So what's it doing coming back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of that, like little flashbacks.
Yeah. And also getting dizzy. Like I find like I get dizzy every
Mhm.
once in a while. Like I'm in a store of all places, and all of a sudden I get a dizzy spell.
Yeah.
Or you're
You're just a dizzy danger. Now there's some old terminology.
but like, and seeing things from past lives,
Mhm.
like little glimpses of past lives. And it's like all the timelines are kind of merging
I
or
was just
something.
gonna say, like, it feels like there was like one night, not last night, the night before, maybe it was Monday night. I can't remember, but I kept waking up, and then and I looked at the clock and I went, oh, it's 4 o'clock in an hour. I have to be up, so I'll just lie here until it was the longest night of my life. Like it felt like the night was never going to end. And I haven't experienced that in a long time, because I look at the clock at 4 and go, oh, it's going to go by fast, but I'm just going to close my eyes. And I feel like I just close my eyes and I wake up. At this time, I kept waking up going, oh my God, it's only 4:15. Maybe there's something wrong with my clock. So I got up and came downstairs and went, no, it really is. I went back to bed. It just felt like that time was so dragged out. And I'm pretty sure it was Monday night. So Monday would have been the 25th, I think. So, and I meant to look it up to see if there is anything going on at that time. But I've been getting that. There have been times that, like, I'm looking, it's like flashes of your life. So I'm wondering if it's like, because you've had a near death experience.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wonder if what's happening is we're having all of these, we don't have to die to have the review of our life. If it's all coming up now for us for review, for us to go, oh, okay, I did those things. I recognize them, giving it attention or observance and then moving on. So it's like it's house cleaning to me almost.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. It really is, because it's, look at it. That's exactly what it is.
And then I got thinking about near death experiences.
Okay.
And I was thinking that, because you've had some, so maybe you can feel the resonance of this or not. But I thought the reason why, so how come people who are dying, whether unexpectedly, tragic accidents, or people who are dying through illness, how come they don't have near death experiences and come back? So I was thinking that maybe it's because the people that have the near death experiences have to have those near death experiences so that they'll turn their life around, because their work isn't finished. So they still have to finish their contract. Whereas the people that are passing on from other things, they've already finished their contract and they're free to now move on to the next thing. So that's why not everybody experiences near death experiences.
Could be, because when your contract's done, your contract's done.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I don't need to be here no more. Bye-bye.
Maybe it's a call to action. It's like,
Make a change.
okay, you got to make a change.
Yeah.
Because think of every single story about near death experiences. It's like,
And how it changed
and
everything.
how it changes them.
Yeah.
Because they're brought back to, and then you have people thinking, oh, well, maybe I need to have a near death experience to like change my life. And you don't need to.
No.
So I think if you don't have one, it means you're on your path and you're working through your stuff for the most part. And I mean, every single person on the planet, the way I understand it from everyone that I've been listening to, is that we're all going to get a chance. So some people are, again, it's like the religious frightening tactic of, you're a sinner. And if you don't do this, you know, you're going to die or you're going to have to reincarnate again. But I think this time it's everyone's going to get a chance to be on this, new timeline, this new. And if you don't quite make it this time, you will come back. But every single person will have an opportunity. Every single soul will have an opportunity. It may not be this time, but it is going to happen. Whereas in the past, they had to come back and, yeah, well, that was all part of the recycling thing. So yeah, you're getting lots of calls, like the crazy energies. I haven't been paying attention to the global news because I really don't want to know the nonsense that's going on.
Well, I've been getting interesting calls and texts about, you know, e- emotionally, physically, how people are feeling and what they're going through and the crazy dreams and how vivid they are. And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this is why, so I'm able to tell them what their spirit shows me.
Are you seeing any common themes or like, is it past life stuff?
Ascension,
Ascension?
ascension.
Yeah.
That's to me, it's like ascending into that next dimension, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody says, oh, it's 5D, it's 5D. I think it's higher than that.
Yeah.
I think it's like
I don't
6 or 7 or,
I don't even listen to that anymore. I know there's a bifurcation. We're on a new timeline.
yeah,
And we're all going to be moving into whatever we're meant to move into. So
exactly.
don't be hung up on,
Well, like I said, it just feels like they are talking about fifth, and I'm seeing something higher than fifth.
mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah.
and we have to ascend. If we do not,
Well, and the thing is, people don't understand. It's not just us ascending.
exactly.
There's it's an ongoing evolution of every fractal of God, right? So,
Yep.
and we don't mean the God that is religious God. We mean the creator, the all universal spirit, whatever you want to call it. I was watching the show and John Vivenko was on there doing talk. He just briefly mentioned it, how they had actually done remote viewing of God. And I can't remember the context around the show. And he said, so then Yahweh, yeah, Yah, yeah, and there's another name. Anyways, that's actually a being, which actually makes sense because if you look at the story of Moses and that his whole experience, that was with a being, that wasn't with God, not the God, that was with, I mean, we all come from God, but so that's why there was that punishment of humanity. These good things will happen, but if you don't do that, then this is going to happen, which I always had a problem with that. Like, how could God be, the real God can't be
No,
like
the real
that.
God's not like that. But you know what? What interfered was man. Man says, no, 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 we got to change this up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's man that screwed it all up,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, and this,
What?
we started watching this. I mean, I've really loved Rise TV, Edge of Wonder, all of them, but they've just changed their whole what they're doing, and I'm just not satisfied with it anymore. And a lot of their stuff you can just get on YouTube now. So I've decided I'm not going to be a member of them anymore. But we started watching the Y Files. It's AJ
Yeah, I watch him.
Gentile. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch him on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, he's so good at it. And he's got this hecklefish, right?
Yeah.
That, and we had watched him a few years ago, but it wasn't until recently. I don't know how it popped up. Something popped up on my YouTube channel. And I went, oh, I should look at that again. And what I liked is that at first I think I ignored a lot of the episodes because there's so much of them that I'd already seen elsewhere, but I watched an interview with him and he was saying, yeah, a lot of the material is similar to what other people are covering, but he goes deeper and he tries
Yeah.
to find something that nobody else has talked about. And then he tells the story like a story, and he's so good at it. You're like engaged, like listening to this. And then he goes, so is it true? And it's the worst part for me because it's like, oh no. I mean, some of it, excuse me, just because of the work we do and other things I've followed or what they remote viewed and stuff like that, already know pretty much the answer to it. Actually, it was his channel that I saw the interview, his
With
story about the Pentrych UFO
okay.
incident and what made me reach out to Caz.
Okay.
But interesting man, and his stories are so interesting. So if anyone's looking for something to listen to or watch, yeah, that's worth a thing.
Yeah.
But the other thing, did we already talk about
One of
this?
your past lives is just coming out right now, and it's driving me nuts.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It's driving me like freaking crazy because I'm getting flashes of it and flashing it of it. You know, I'm staring at your eyes,
Yes.
and but what I'm seeing is a lifetime where you were actually Asian.
Well, you're not the first person to tell me that.
And I want to say actually Japanese.
Yep, I've got that before
Okay.
too.
And I want to say that it was really freaky because like the more I look at your eyes, the more they're going like on a slant. Okay. And then the color was starting to change.
Huh.
Holy.
So what did I do in that lifetime, Janet? Can we say on air?
um some of it.
Well, and we were talking, did we already mention this? We were talking about um how we talked about the timeline thing where people
Yeah.
seem to be slipping in and past life stuff showing up.
Yeah.
So I had this weird, this has been happening a lot the last 2 weeks. I was doing something in the house and I just put a show on and then it kind of caught my attention. So I sat down when I had my tea, when I was taking a break, and I started watching it. And I was like, I kept having this feeling through the whole thing that I had already watched it before, but I couldn't have because it was brand new. And been having that experience of even talking to people, or it's that deja vu moment, but it has a different sense to it. And then I started thinking about walk-ins. Have we talked about our walk-ins and soul exchanges?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think we've talked about that.
I don't know. It's been
So
a while.
I don't know if you remember, but way back when we had some guests here from out of town and we were doing that remember she had a deck of cards. What were they called?
Lenormand?
Lenormand?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went, oh my God, I picked those up when I was in England and couldn't figure out for the life of me how to use them because they're not like a tarot card, and kind of stuffed them away. And then she started talking about these cards and she brought them out and I'm like, oh my God. Ran downstairs and got my cards. And anyway, she did this reading. And one of the things that was happening around that time, there was a person that we both know that was going through, we just kept getting, it was like a soul exchange. It's probably not the right terminology, but um, it was the only way we could describe it. So to me, when I say soul exchange, it's not like another soul coming in and taking over your current physical body, although that has happened. That's called something else, I think. But in this case, it's like the higher aspect of you. So we have these fractals of our soul. So it's another aspect of you was coming in. And so we got in this really fascinating discussion about soul exchanges. And there's a couple of times in my own life that I feel it happened. And for you, it was near death experiences. But maybe that's something we could just kind of chat about for a few minutes about soul exchanges. And do you have
Well,
anything to add to that?
you know yourself when that happens, it's like you're not the same person that you used to be. And it's like you might not even have some of the memories of that person that you were. And it's like all of a sudden you'll be doing things that are totally out of that range of normal for your old soul,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it feels like you're trying to find out who you are. And it could be very, very scary for a lot of people because they're like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I here?
Do you think that happens often for people? Like some people might chalk it up to, oh, like I healed and moved on from this. But do you think that maybe perhaps it happens a lot more? Like either this person, so under what circumstances do you think a soul exchange could happen?
Well, I think it could happen. Um, okay, now my brain's going to go numb here, trying to think. I got to I go spirit mode into normal mode, spirit mode, normal
What
mode.
does spirit have to say?
Spirit has to say that it happens a lot more than you think it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people get almost like an epiphany, and it's a wake up call, right? And saying, okay, we've got to make these changes. And you're talking to spirit, going, how do I make these changes? Then you wake up the next day, and it almost a feeling of a sense of, okay, I'm changing things. I'm moving forward now. I'm letting go. And it's like letting go of all that and then
Mm-hmm.
moving into this new life that you're going to create.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you like a restart.
Restart.
That's what I want to call it, a restart.
Yeah. And then I started thinking, oh, go ahead.
Well, there's some people too that, have these, and especially with the near death experiences, they wake up and all of a sudden they can speak another language,
Oh, yeah.
or they've gone back to remembering a life where they lived in Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
and they can speak that language.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's really fascinating because each case is so different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many things and that you could talk about when it comes to that, but it's like, where do I start?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I started thinking about uh, Caz's experience when she encountered those barrels that switched from red light to green light, and they were obviously, you know, uh, benevolent beings either contained inside these containers.
Right?
But then the aftermath of that is the radiation from that affected the ground and probably them
Yeah.
as well. So so you're gonna have to follow my weird train of thought here. You know
Well,
how
we're
my
always
brain.
all over the place.
So then I was thinking about how, like we often talk about how these higher dimensional beings, it's very hard for them to be at this frequency,
Yeah.
this 3D frequency. So, having even a ghost show up, for example, that's a lot of energy to come in to be able to be at this frequency, to knock something or to even show themselves or whatever. So, and I think they do leave some kind of a essence behind them. If Ghostbusters is to believe, their slime, I guess. But, and then if we're working with higher dimensional beings, we can feel their presence, but we're not getting any kind of radiation from them. So going back to what happened with Caz and the encounter, and everybody wants UFO encounters, and I wonder if they really can be here. Um, I know they're here among us, but I just wonder if one could actually just land and just be around us, or if it's going to affect our physical and energetic body because of whatever it is that they're giving off. So they're not trying to harm us, but
No,
we're being harmed because of what they're. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
kind of, sort of,
Yeah, I know.
kind of, sort of. But I feel like
It baffles me.
it's there's some too that can just go right through walls, go through doors, go through.
Well, look at the orbs that we've gotten
Exactly.
pictures of.
Exactly. But some of them can go right through the doors and they're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when that happens, you're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's hope they're friendly.
Well, and think about, like you're a medium, and
I'm an
if
extra large, thank you.
so, but you never allow them to come into your physical body.
No.
But and we've talked about this before, and we've warned people in your group and stuff, don't let them do that because they're sapping out your life force energy when they do that. And I think, all these
And they
who's
leave a little bit of their
famous,
essence in you.
yeah, who is that medium? Tyler, something Tyler. He's a young guy on Netflix. He's a medium, but he allows them come into his body. Well, he's a very sick young man. Well, no wonder, because he's not protecting himself. So anyway, we got off on a tangent on that one, but those are just thoughts I think about sometimes about, okay, well, how are we going to interact with if that was, I'm still just so curious about who those beings were and what they were here to do.
Well, she felt a divine presence.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like I felt like when she was talking about it, I could feel that um the divinity of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so amazing. Like it just filled me up.
Yeah.
And just talking to her,
Mm-hmm.
as simple as that.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
wow. So I understand why it's so important for her to pass on that message to as many
Mm-hmm.
people as possible, so that they
Do you
know
think
that.
they're ever, I mean, I asked myself, but I'm just curious what you get. But do you think the UK government will ever give them the truth about what actually happened?
Well, honestly, government and truth,
Yeah, it's
they
an
don't go
oxymoron.
together, you know? Which government ever does tell the truth? I don't know of any.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any, but I do believe that there's other people that are going to confirm everything that she talked about. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of that truth coming out stronger and stronger because you don't need to listen to the government go, oh, yeah, it's true, or oh, no, it's not true. Okay. So, because it's just
Well, they never get, I mean, it's so blatantly obvious what happened. I mean, you cannot deny what
exactly.
happened, yet they're trying to deny what happened.
Well, yeah,
And it's so ridiculous. It's like, okay, it's like you're trying to gaslight us, but it's not even going to work.
exactly.
Oh,
Well, government and gaslighting go together now, don't they?
yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I mean, going back to what people are experiencing right now, I'm starting to get a lot of people coming in just going like, I just feel like I can't, like a lot of people are just saying, I just can't figure out what it is I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know what it is. I feel a bit lost,
but they're going to
you
be
know?
led to what they need to do.
Yeah.
But this is like the confusing time right now. Okay, they're trying to.
They're being woken up.
Yeah, exactly. They're waking up. Things are being sorted through until that they're brought to, basically brought to the opportunities to open up and to try something different, something new, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to find that's something that's going to work out a million times better than what they're doing.
Yeah. They just feel unfulfilled. It's
Yeah, like
okay, I
where
have
do I belong?
everything in my life that seems to be working just fine, except for this or that, and nothing major. Well, obviously, if they're in to see me, there's something kind of major, but some of it's just feeling like there's got to be more.
Well, how many times have your clients come in and go, "Oh my God, I need your help. I need your help." And then after going, "Oh, thank God I got here. Thank God. Thank God you helped me. Oh my God, I feel so much better." How
Mhm.
many times? 90 out of 100?
Yeah, I would pretty close, I would say. I have the few that don't come back, but I think they're just not ready yet, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but speaking of that, like we got some new things coming up this fall and some old things we're dusting off. So, you have your group in October.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about that? And I mean, anyone listening to this podcast who has gifts and abilities that they're wanting to develop, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can join. So I'll
Well,
let you talk about that.
um, I really love my group
Mhm.
because everybody is so willing to talk about their gifts and so open about the things that are happening to them and how they're opening up more and more. And it's fascinating to me because, for so long people felt like they had to hide.
Mhm.
And now they're going, well, this is pretty normal now. They're seeing
Mhm.
the normality of it, right?
Yeah.
And they're embracing it more. And they're learning to trust their gut more.
Mhm.
Okay. And their chakras are opening up big time.
Good.
Okay. I really love that. And I love the way that they're allowing a spirit to come in and they're listening. They're
Yeah.
actually listening to spirit, which is so freaking awesome for me to see as somebody who's trying to help them out, right?
Yeah, and I think the great thing about the group, so it's called Messenger Meetup. It's October. I can't remember the date offhand because this is kind of last minute that we're doing this.
Yeah.
In October, and it's an hour and a half. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or EDT time, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Um, an hour and a half, and everybody. And I think what I like about it is it's an opportunity for everyone to freely speak about their
Yeah.
experiences and weird happenings without
Yeah.
people judging
No
them,
judgment. Yeah.
thinking they're crazy. And then you always give us some work to do, some challenges to do, and yeah, and we have one more in November after that. Yeah, and I'm working on some new things. I have a train the trainer for Reiki Masters for those who want to teach. So that's coming up October 18th. It's a workshop, but people can come and join through Zoom if they wish. And you don't have to be a Holy Fire Reiki Master to do it. And for people who want to do distant healing work on a virtual platform, I have a workshop on that coming up. And the great thing about that is I'll show people how to do it, and then we do an hour of giving Reiki back and forth to each other. I think you did that with us once. I can't remember, but it's all virtual. And I have some new things that I'm working on as well. And I've been reaching out and inviting people to come to our podcast, some very interesting guests. So just waiting to see if some of them will show up or not. I'll have to ask you after, see what you get.
Okay.
But
We
I
could
thought
do
one
that.
thing before we sign off here or finish up, I got this really good. I follow Michele Knight, who's the UK astrologer.
She's,
Also, I mean, we have our own in-house astrologer, Suzanne
yes.
Bocage, but it's always good. Michele always just has a different flair. So for this week, which is the week of August 25th, weekly astrology, Venus has us in adventure mode.
Oh,
Venus has us in adventure mode as we tumble through some pretty huge transits. So the first one, Venus trines Saturn. Some of these trines and all that,
yeah,
I don't know. Get your shit together.
exactly.
It's time to get your cosmic truth on and commit to what we love, feeding ourselves the experiences, thoughts, and desires that make our souls sing. Then the next one is the Venus sextile Uranus, revelations and twists.
Ooh.
Venus sextile Uranus sparks revelations, surprising twists in our feelings, and unexpected awakenings. Not for the faint-hearted, we must embrace the journey. Venus trine Neptune awakens our fantasies. Neptune awakens our fantasies and goes, Oi, you are a romantic being. Whatever your desires, sexual or otherwise, it's time to fall in love with life again and follow your spiritual GPS toward the joy you deserve. The big one, Venus opposing Pluto. Finally, the big one, Venus opposing Pluto, throws down an ultimatum and follows through. We cannot hang on to anything that does not serve us. We must honor our dignity, our independence, and glorious, generous spirit. Nothing can squash us now. We awaken to our roar. Venus and Leo, the vision. Venus and Leo gives us an optimistic and courageous boost, and Pluto encourages us to align with a greater vision of humanity, the world, ourselves. If a group of people puts us down or tries to distort who we are or pours negativity on our vision, we release it now. We fight injustice with renewed vigor. We know how important this is for all. Lots of love, Michele.
Yeah, I like your twists and turns. And
Yes. Well, we have eclipses coming up.
yes,
And eclipses are always
big change.
big change and revealing. And
Yes.
yeah. Who was I listening to? Oh, what is her name? She always makes me laugh. Joni Patry. I think she's in
Oh,
Texas.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like marriages and relationships, watch out, because these eclipses are going to, expose lies, and I don't know, I can't remember all the stuff that she was talking about. So yeah, I think we have these big eclipses coming up.
Makes me happy to be single. I look at all you guys in relationships and I go, I got peace. I got quiet. I don't have to listen to nobody nag. It's great.
Well, the good thing about, I think, when we have these big shakeups, though, it's like it's forcing us
to do something better,
to do something different and get rid of things that no longer serve us. And that's the path that we're on, right? We have to move forward. And I think we have to stop. I think people get so busy and they're caught up in their 3D life that they forget how they're spiritual beings. I've been sending out in my newsletter tools to the Reiki community because I want them to not put it aside and realize they have tools that they can use, because right now it's all about healing, right?
Exactly.
Healing ourselves, and we don't need any gurus out there. I mean, we might need some help from some talk therapy or hypnotherapy
or clearing energy.
Yeah. Or Reiki, whatever that might be. It's going to be whatever it is, it'll be the right thing for the person that they choose to do, right? They'll be guided.
Exactly. But the other thing too that's waking people up is they're starting to realize too that they deserve to be happy too.
Yeah.
They don't have to be a slave to everybody. They don't have to put everybody else first. Like, we're coming to a time where it's really, really important that you take care of yourself, you take care of your health.
And it's not selfish.
No, it's not selfish. You're doing that, so that makes it easier for you to help others.
Exactly. That whole service to others, the law of one, and treat people the way that you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Kindness is sexy. Kindness goes a long way.
It does. It does. You never know what somebody else is going through. Like, for instance, I've been dealing with a lot of car stuff lately.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
possessed car stuff.
I've talking to the mechanics, talking to the tow truck driver. I'm always grateful. I always say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for helping. Even though I'm paying them, I want them to know I am grateful that they were there to help out. And don't yell and scream at people for no reason or just because you're frustrated. It's like, okay, I'm frustrated. Things didn't work out, but okay, how could this get better? How could we turn it around?
Than this?
Exactly.
Yes.
My motto. How can it get better than this?
One of my favorite stories about that was this young lady showed up for her appointment. She was just frazzled and she goes, oh my God, what a day. Like, it started out, I can't remember. I think she dropped her cell phone, and then her tire went flat, and she was like, her cell phone, she either left it at home or it got broken, and she was like, what am I going to do? And then this kind person showed up and changed their tires so they could get on their way. And it was like all this, how it gets. It's just
Yeah.
becomes this,
Beautiful little miracles.
all these things just start
Yeah.
accumulating, but it just got more and more and more. And it was like by the time she got in for her appointment and she was a bit late, she goes, oh my God, it's like, okay, just keep throwing it at me if that's what you're going to do. I said, oh my
No,
God,
don't say
don't
that.
do that. I said, never do that because you're just going to keep getting more
Yeah.
shoved at you. I said, that Janet's little saying is, how can it get better than this? And she stopped for a minute and she goes, okay, how can it get better than this? Like, I'm thinking, how can it get worse than this? I said, no, switch it around. So the next time I saw her a week later, she goes, I love that so much. She said, I put a notification in my phone to go off every morning at 7 o'clock so that the first thing I could see was, how can it get better than this? I went, I just
That is
love
like the
that
best
story.
compliment.
Yes, it is.
But like we're so busy going to the negative, right? So your words are spells.
Mm-hmm.
So use the most positive words you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like even, so much is going, bless you.
Well, and it's also the
You
thoughts
know?
in your head, like when someone upsets you and
Exactly.
you might be smiling at them and thinking evil thoughts in your head, and that's the wrong thing to do because that's going to boomerang back at you too.
Exactly.
So it's like you're being heard even though you don't realize you're being heard, right?
Absolutely.
So, and I think, we've talked about this before, but being truthful and being honest.
Yeah.
Like if you're late, just
Be honest about it.
Don't
Yeah.
make up an excuse. An excuse is just
Yeah.
another lie.
Exactly.
So just, be honest. And I have to check sometimes and I'm like, oh, I'm going to sound like an idiot if I say this. And I'm just being honest and truthful.
Exactly.
You just got to do that, right?
Because the truth is usually kind of cuckoo,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And then there's lots of reasons. People don't want to disappoint people. They don't want to
Yeah.
feel stupid. There's all kinds of reasons why people
Well, how
tell
many
white
times have I
lies
been late for our stuff? A few times. And what did
or
Maddie
slept
say?
right in.
I was slept in. Oh my God, I have slept in. But I was up till like 5 o'clock in the morning,
I
couldn't
know.
sleep those nights.
Mm-hmm.
And Maddie, oh, she's just gone to get grapes.
Yeah.
Because your daughter loves her grapes. And I hear it. I hear grapes, grapes, grapes. So I have to stop and pick up grapes because Maddie is sending me those thoughts.
Yes.
So
well, then sometimes that does happen. Yes.
exactly.
Exactly. So on being honest and truthful, being your authentic self.
Yep.
And sometimes people have been, you're living your routine life. And then when you stop and go, okay, well, who am I? It's like, well, I actually don't know who I am if I take away all these things,
Yeah.
So having those moments of just being by yourself and it could be anything. Take a walk, go talk to a tree, meditate. So many people say they can't meditate, but
It's easy.
it is easy. And if your mind is busy, just tell your thoughts, just acknowledge them, brush them away.
Exactly. Or focus on one thing. Like
on your breath works too.
Yeah, breath work or sitting in your favorite place and just visualize sitting in your favorite place.
Well, and I think we're always so busy. We think that sitting down and being quiet is it's like sometimes I'll be sitting just enjoying the water and I'll be going like I can hear this niggling going, you have so much to do, why are you just sitting here? But then I feel so refreshed. I just give myself 5 minutes, and then get back to doing whatever that I need to do.
If I was on your little spot here of heaven, okay, 5 minutes wouldn't be enough.
I know.
Okay, it would be
Sometimes
like,
you just
okay,
gotta take what you can get.
I want to be here the whole friggin' day.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, from the crack of noon on, anyway.
What day you called me? It was 9 a.m. I go ahead and looking at my phone. Are you okay? Do I need to rush over there? It's 9 a.m. You have human hours.
I do on occasion. Rare, but on occasion.
I just had this like sudden like inspiration to just pull like a map card or something
Well,
to
why don't
end
you?
our session, just for everybody.
Let's pull a card to, for general,
General.
yeah, for everybody to see what the cards have to say. Oh,
These are these map cards. I don't know.
Paulette Baron Reed, the Enchanted Map.
Is she
Oracle
Canadian?
cards. Yeah,
she's Canadian.
she lives in Peterborough.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I love her cards.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They
Oh,
have great energy in them too.
yeah.
I'll let you pull the card. How's that? With the intention of a message for all our listeners.
Message for all 12 people listening.
We have more than that.
Well, you gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we need to tell everybody? Okay, that one's stuck right there. So,
All right. So this one is making a choice. And that's a 3, like 30, but making a choice. That's
oh, wow.
very
2
interesting.
roads.
Yeah. One road. Well, you could see it 2 ways. You
Yeah.
could see it coming out from like there's meeting into one road, or you're walking up and you have a choice. Well, I guess
Yeah.
that's the one because that makes sense.
That's the way it came out. Yeah, exactly.
So what do you get from that, Janet?
Oh, this is a very beautiful card. This is, this is showing me that as you're moving on, okay, and you're making these choices, whatever choice you're going to make is going to be the choice that is good for you. So trust in the choice that you make, and the other choice will be available at a later date if you so choose to do it.
Well, and here's the interesting, the little statement that comes with this. You're required to come to a decision now. So doesn't that kind of line up with the astrology too?
Yep.
I feel like people are going to come up against something, and it's like you have to make a choice. Which way are you going to go?
And it can't be the way it was before.
No.
It has to be something totally new. And so you're going to change and make these changes. And as you're making these changes, you're uncomfortable with it. But then all of a sudden it falls into place and you go, oh, wow, this is the perfect choice for me.
Yep. And it is.
Yeah.
It is always the perfect choice. And you can't ruminate, is that the right word? About not taking the other road? Because that road wasn't meant for you.
Exactly.
Not who you are at this point.
Exactly.
So you can't go backwards.
So how much have you grown spiritually?
Yes. And the thing is that we can't fix things from the same energy that they were created in.
No, you can't.
You just keep doing that insanity thing. So, I keep trying to change, but it's not changing. Well, you haven't really changed, even though you think you've changed.
Exactly.
But you're trying to change things from the same energy it was created in. So you have to move forward. I think it's going to be, I hope October is a lot calmer. What do you think?
Oh, please let it be, please let it be calmer, because this is cucaracha.
Yeah.
But I feel like September is going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride. And then October is like, it slows down a bit. November goes up a bit. And then December slows down and then goes whoop, goes a little wackadoodle.
Yeah.
And to January. And then it's like, I feel like a little bit of a calm. Like we're going to get little bits of calm, but then crazy. But the really cool thing about this all is we're going to see a lot of miracles happening, like little miracles, like you have 10 things that go wrong, but then you get this little miracle, and this little miracle brings 12 little miracles. And it's little things little twists and turns that you go, oh, wow, that makes me feel better. Oh, I'm so glad that happened. Okay, I had to finish that so I could move forward to this.
Yeah.
So we're in very interesting times.
Yes. Who knew?
Hold on to your underwear.
Strap on your boots, people.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much. My tea is done. How about you?
Oh, I just finished my last drop.
All righty. Well, thank you, Janet, for joining me today and for this ladies' #1 detective agency, Clearing the Paranormal.
It's always fun.
Yes. And thank you to everyone who is listening and sharing our podcast. It's now available on my website, earthlightenergies.org. You can find it. And I actually have no idea all the other places that it's being released to. I know Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube on my Earthlight Energies platform. But we get these like strange emails every once in a while telling us that we were like in the top 10 of like Vietnam's podcast. I don't know. I actually went on and checked that to
Oh,
see if
yeah?
it was true, and it was.
Oh my goodness.
So thank you to all those people who are listening
Yeah,
across
thank
the
you.
world. Anyways, thank you to all our viewers, listeners, and take care and have yourself a fabulous day, night, wherever you are.
How can it get better than this?
Yes, thank you.